Once upon a time, high atop Mount Olympus, the home of the gods, Zeus, king of the cosmos, and his wife Hera were expecting a baby. Now, normally, this wouldn't be news. After all, they already had several kids. But this time, it was different. This time, it was a boy. And so, when the baby was born, the whole pantheon turned out to celebrate. Everyone, that is, except for Hades, the god of the underworld, who was fuming. You see, he wanted the throne of Olympus, and he saw this new baby as a threat to his claim. So while everyone else was partying, he slipped away and concocted a plan. He took some magic poison, put it on a club, and then left it under the tree where the baby Hercules would soon play. When Hercules picked up the club and swung it around, the poison seeped into his skin, stripping him of his divinity. Now, before anyone could do anything about it, Hera sent her messenger, the owl, to watch over the infant and bring him up among mortals. So raised by his mortal father, King Amphitryon, and his stepmother, Queen Alamina, Hercules grew up feeling more monster than man. He was strong and virile, yes, but also awkward, bashful, and very, very confused. Why did people look at him funny? Why did animals seem to understand him? And why did he have these weird dreams about living in a palace in the clouds? One day, an old trainer named Philoctetes found Hercules by a river and told him the truth about his godly heritage. Now, Phil wanted to train Hercules and help him become a hero, but Herc, as he was called, wasn't convinced he was cut out for it. To prove himself, he went on a series of quests where he battled terrifying monsters and performed incredible feats of strength. And as word of his adventures spread throughout Greece, people began to look at him not as a gawky young man, but as a true hero. But despite all the glory and the admiration, Herc still felt empty inside. He wanted more than just to be the strongest guy around. He wanted to be a good and noble hero like those in the stories his old trainer used to tell him. He wanted to be a legend. Then one day, while he was wrestling a giant named Antaeus, Herc heard a familiar laugh. It was Hades, the god who had cursed him all those years ago. Hades taunted Hercules, saying that if he wanted to be a hero, he should come to the underworld and rescue his true love, Megara, who Hades had somehow ensnared. And even though Phil tried to talk him out of it, saying that Hades was just messing with him, Herc was too worried about Meg to listen. So off he went, traveling to the ends of the earth to find the entrance to hell. Now, when he finally found it and made his way inside, Hades revealed his true colors, showing Hercules that Meg was only there as bait, that he had no intention of letting her go. And as the two gods clashed, Hades gloated, saying that even if Hercules managed to defeat him, he would never truly be a hero because he didn't have what it took to sacrifice the one he loved. But those words enraged Hercules, causing him to fight even harder. And just as Hades was about to deliver the killing blow, Hercules gave up his own life to save Meg's, proving once and for all that he was no longer the awkward young man he once was. He was a true hero. Touched by his selflessness, Zeus allowed Hercules to return to Olympus and live among the gods forever. But after everything he'd been through, after seeing the world and meeting so many interesting people, Hercules didn't want to leave them behind. And besides, he knew that Meg would never want to leave Earth either. So together, they chose humanity, choosing to live out their days in peace and quiet, far from the noise and chaos of the divine world. And that, my friends, is why even gods choose to be mortal sometimes. The end.